In the darkness, a revelation. Zero is finally doing it.
Zero is turning on his camera. Tonight.
With Zero and Ed, this is putting the blood in line. From the old school days to the legends we know, every fight, every feud, every rivalry shows. Zero breaks it down, Ed brings the flame. Together they're calling every match by the name. Putting the blood in line, we rise, we fight. Voices strong under the spotlight. Every slam, every bell, every storyline. This is wrestling. Putting the blood in line. Putting the blood in line. We rise, we fight. Voices strong under the spotlight. Every slam, every bell, every storyline. This is wrestling. Putting the blood in line.
Yeah, but first of all, before I come on, acknowledge us. Ed, do you want to do it a minute? And then I'll come and slide on in.
Acknowledge us, ladies
There we
and
go.
gentlemen.
Yep.
Welcome
Go for it.
to a very special edition of Putting the Blood in Line, featuring myself and Zero News. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a stacked week in the sports world and the wrestling world. Well, and ladies and gentlemen, we got another surprise for you tonight. Zero is opening his camera for the very first time in internet history. So, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the greatest news source of all time, the undisputed GOAT of wrestling news sources. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Zero News.
Of course, I wasn't going to be showing my full face. Of course, I had to have a mask on, did I? Basically, there we go. I'm here. Here I am. Yeah. Hello. There we go. I'm here. Yes, the camera is finally on, and as you can see, I've got a mask. I will apologise as well. We've had a few technical issues because this mask I cannot see out of is red-eyed, basically big time. So it's a custom mask I got done, and we did not know that it was like red-eyed. But yes, hello everybody. As you can see, this is Zero. Hello, yes. I'm trying to read the comments. I'm trying to actually have a look, but I literally can't see anything. So bear with. Where's my bloody thing gone? Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to do something a minute. Hold on. Give me a second. God, hang on. Oh, yeah, that's broke now.
No,
Right, so I can see Recifafer said what?
We're not live.
We are
on
live,
X.
aren't we? That. Oh no, we're not because I haven't transferred it over. Hold on. Bloody hell. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are having a few technical issues. So, yeah, so it says what, no, we're okay, yeah. So, what, there we go, yes, that's what it was there. Okay, right, give me a second. Sorry about this, everybody. Hold on.
Well, in the
I literally
meantime,
can't see
it's crazy.
You carry on talking for the minute.
We entered the last month of John Cena's career. I can't believe it, bro.
Bear with me. You carry on.
We're now entering the last month of John Cena's professional wrestling WWE career. Man, this is crazy. Like before Roman Reigns, before the Bloodline, we had John Cena.
Yes,
This
they're
man
back
brought
now.
me
Sorry
into
about that.
wrestling. I saw him. My very first time seeing him was December 28th, 2015. It was when I was still living in the city of New York. It was at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, and I saw John Cena doing his promo. It was so he had earlier in the year he had lost the U.S. Championship to Alberto Del Rio, Zero. I don't know if you remember that, but he lost it to Alberto Del Rio at the 2015 Hell in a Cell.
Yeah,
It
I
was
remember that one. Yeah, I do. Yeah,
the Raw that John Cena came back December 28th, 2015. And so it was him in the ring doing a promo with or
Yep.
against the League of Nations. And man, like this is, and then so they had a match later in the night, right? So the League of Nations got involved and pretty much ended the match. Then Roman Reigns came out and Superman punched Sheamus because that was around the time. Remember, Mohawk Sheamus and Roman Reigns were in a feud. And then he said that he has to defend the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Sheamus on the first Raw of 2016. It was also the same. It was the same Monday Night Raw where Roman Reigns got Vince McMahon arrested in New York. You remember when Stephanie McMahon said, "Die, die." That's what I went to, man. Like, it's crazy, bro. And then So and then after the show went off the air, we literally got Roman Reigns, like babyface Roman in 2015, and John Cena, like they literally like they literally stared each other down. Like they were teasing something, which did eventually happen like 8 years later, but I mean
and then of course obviously
John Cena got me into wrestling. It's sad that we have to see him go. In 1 month from today, exactly. He already had his last SmackDown. Yes, I know you can see SmackDown behind me.
Yeah,
he's about to have his last Monday Night Raw. This is
it was last time at MSG as well, isn't it? Coming up, so that's fine now. So it's all coming up now. I know.
I think
so
Roman will be.
We'll get in there.
I have a feeling Roman will be at the MSG shows because I've noticed that Roman Reigns.
I think so. Yeah.
Roman Reigns, he likes those New York shows. It doesn't matter whether it's Brooklyn
definitely.
or Manhattan. He loves the New York shows. I think he'll return on that. And it's a shame because it's the same night that my Detroit Pistons are playing.
Yeah.
So it sucks.
So you think then so obviously it's going to conflict for you then, isn't it? So that's going to be nice and fun for you, isn't it? So can you still hear me all right, by the way? Because
I got Thursday night football, or for you Friday morning football on my screen, and I have the stream on my so.
Fair enough. Right. Well, I was going to say, and obviously we know what happened on Raw then. It led to obviously this moment with John Cena winning the Intercontinental Championship, which was obviously now, so he's a Grand Slam champion. Obviously, I've worked out now. So I've adjusted the mask a little bit now, so I can actually see the screen, so I can see a little bit better going on. So that's that. But I will say as well, don't forget, as per normal, before we go on, please don't hesitate to join in with the comments should you wish to. I see Russell both to him and said I'm at a loss for words. But that's fine. So that's that. Anything else you want to bring up on Cena before we obviously move on and stuff and everything?
Yeah, for sure. John Cena, you are the GOAT, and you have finally became a Grand Slam champion. I'm so proud of you, John Cena. You literally achieved 17-time world champion, most in WWE history, and you are also a one-time Grand Slam champion. Give it up for John Cena.
Big time, give it up for John Cena. Big up John Cena on that. There we go. Right, so a couple of things then. So we'll just quickly run through some of the bits, some of the big bits of news and that from this week and some of the highlights and stuff. So we've obviously covered John Cena beating Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. We've now obviously officially had the War Games match announced. Now I can tell you that actually got changed. The original plan was meant to be the MFTs versus the Wyatts, but because of injuries and other reasons as well, that match actually got changed. So that's what that is there. So that's that. Let's have a look here. So we then have, obviously the last time is now tournament. There's two surprises obviously in that one coming up. Now, who do we think those surprises are? Do we any suggestions on who you think it is? Because there's one going up against Solo and one going up against LA Knight. So who have you got down for them really? Would you say? I think we've lost
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Yeah, I got Joe Hendry.
Yeah, it's got to be Joe Hendry for one of them. The other one, I don't know. I've seen some rumors of
Please not Gunter.
like
I do not want to see Gunter.
well, Gunther's already been announced. He's facing off against Javon Evans. They pulled him on Raw. They did. Yeah, they called him on Raw. I think the other one.
I don't want to see that as his last match though. Like,
No, no, I think it's going to be somebody else. But what I've been seeing round, and obviously it's a little bit of a teasing at the moment, is could be KO or something. That's what I've been seeing.
Yeah,
and that's obviously like rather like strange and stuff like that. If it is KO, I mean, you know, sorry, I'm just readjusting because something just went wrong there.
That just means KO would have pulled a John Cena by coming back shorter than expected.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought. But you know, yeah, but that's what I was going to say. Yeah, it's on there. So that's I don't know who it's going to be. I do think one of them is definitely going to be Joe Hendry. That's for sure. One of them's got to be Joe Hendry and stuff. You know, he's so over right now.
And John
if
Cena
they don't have Joe Hendry in that tournament,
and John Cena literally said wrestlers from other companies too, and he was not talking about AEW. So
no, definitely not. No, so that's up there. Right, a couple of other bits and pieces then. So obviously, on Raw this week, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair lost their tag team championships to Asuka and Kairi Sane. And then obviously that set up the women's War Games match, which is obviously now it's Nia and Lash. Nia, I got to remember this now. Nia, Lash, Kairi, and Asuka versus Rhea, Io, and then Alexa and Charlotte. I do apologize as well if if anything, if I do sound a bit thingy tonight, but it is like almost 2 a.m. for me and stuff at the moment, you know, and stuff. But yeah, so that's so that's that. So yeah, so they've obviously lost those ones. Yeah, I've just seen them. I'll have a look. What do you think about that really then, basically? Like, do you think that was a good move, having them lose, or not really? That's the thing,
really.
in your personal opinion.
I think it was too early.
You think it's too early? Definitely.
Yeah, I would have had them. I would have had Asuka and Kairi like build up more.
Yeah.
I mean, they're already built up, but what I'm saying is like I would have had them like maybe be at the verge of breaking up, like so you can plant those seeds and then win those titles later on down the road, then split each other once they lose the titles. That's how I would have done it. I wouldn't have pulled the trigger this early, but I can see why. I can see what WWE is doing, and it's pretty smart. So,
yeah, it is. Yeah. So so before we move on, then, so a couple of other bits of I'll start again. Like I said, it is 2 a.m. in the morning for me right now, so I'm going to quickly try and get through this. And I have already done a show today as well. I actually done Uncut earlier as well. So so that was funny there. But I didn't have the camera on earlier. I was literally just non-camera earlier. This is the first time it's on.
I thought
yesterday, no, I should say for me. Yeah, I did. Yeah, right. So let's have a look here. Right. So Michael Plays is Tim Anna said that. Well, Michael Plays Tim Anna said, remember who still owns the MLB division? But congratulations to Tarek Skubal.
Bro.
Yeah, that's what he's saying there.
I know exactly who this is too. This is literally Symbolo from the Discord server, bro. Like,
is it? Oh, okay, fair enough.
I don't know anybody else that talk about MLB as much as he does.
No, but, fair enough.
Bro, Scooble. Bro. Remember who still owns them? Hold on. Oh, it actually might not be Symbolo. It might be the other guy from the Discord server. Bro, didn't we knock you out of the playoffs? Why are you talking, bro?
Don't know. I don't follow it, so I don't know. So another couple of comments then. So WrestleFaith Savannah said, I'm not going to be able to focus. This is so cool. Love the Lucha Mask. Thank you. And then didn't Randy post it? He is back from vacation now. Yeah, probably. So that's good. And then Ryan. Hello, Ryan. One of our DKO partners, and one of our DKO employees, actually, I should say. Savannah said he did it. Looks great, X, to be honest. There we go. Yeah, so that's that. So right, so that's that. One other bit of news then that we've got then for the moment is Chavo Guerrero has officially re-signed with WWE. He's announced that one. So yeah, he's back in. I reckon they're probably going to use him in the Dom and Ray feud at the moment, basically. Now, what do you think about that, really? Do you think he's going to get involved with that? Do you think there's going to be anything else, really, that they're going to use him for or anything?
I think it's about time for Dom to drop that title. He's already dropped the
They dropped
IC
it.
title.
Oh, what, the AAA one? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's about time for him to drop the AAA title.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's fair. Right. One other thing that I wanted to cover, because this is obviously a big story now. There's been a bit of confusion, but I don't want to cover this in full detail because I did actually go into it in quite a lot of detail on Uncut earlier today. I don't really want to be like repeating myself like 4 times in a day. Basically, this whole Drew McIntyre thing now is an absolute mess, really, and sort of like there's a lot of conflicting reports out there, because I don't know if you've seen any of it or if you've been following any of it, but obviously Drew's been suspended, suspended as they call it, and that
Suspended,
as I say, yeah. But some people are saying it's let me get this right. Some people are saying it's storylines to carry on with the feud, and then, but then the thing is, though, see, is a lot of people are like, oh yeah, he'll be in for War Games, and stuff like that. But then some of the actual stars of the show, which is like Batista and Henry Cavill and a lot of other ones, they've actually confirmed that filming is starting on the 28th of November in Scotland. So unless Drew's role is not as big as what we think it is, and he's only going to be filming like a couple of dates, so he can then do it later on in the year or early part of next year, I can't see how they're going to get him at Survivor Series if he's there. This is the thing, and I brought this one up with a few people because obviously a few people have said, storyline and stuff like that. Really,
I think I said it last week too. I do not see him coming back until at least the Rumble. I don't see him showing up for the rest of 2025.
Yeah. Probably not. No. If he's definitely out because of the filming, if he's got a big role and he is going to be filming quite a lot, because I had a look and the filming locations for it is Scotland, London, and Hong Kong. I think they've got like 1 or 2 days in New York or something, so he might be able to do something for New York. But if you're in Scotland and Hong Kong and stuff like that, you've got no chance that you're going to be there for a bloody WWE show, are you? That's the thing. It's ridiculous, as you can imagine. So, that's that. But I'm like I said, I don't want to go too much into it because I did cover it in great detail earlier. And if anyone wants to see that full conversation, it is on Uncut. Check out the channel. It's on my YouTube channel. And it was actually on X earlier as well, so people can play that one back. Right, so just one more thing then before we do go on to the main event. So this coming, over the next 2 weeks is NXT Gold Rush. I want to just quickly cover some of those matches because there are some pretty big matches there. Now, I will say there has been some confusion with this as well.
I rarely keep up with NXT just because, like...
Fair enough.
I'm not...
Besides... obviously, yeah, that's granted.
Who has like Nigerian descents and Javon Evans, I don't really pay attention. And Serena Linton, because I do know her. Besides those 3, I don't really know NXT. So
no. Well, what I was going to say was basically so NXT Gold Rush is over the next 2 weeks now because of Thanksgiving and everything like that. They are pre-filming the second week, so. You might obviously spoilers for the second week. One of the it's quite interesting to note, and I didn't notice this earlier until Bobby mentioned it to me. Every single member of Fatal Influence, now I think they call it, I can't remember what the name is now. Fatal Influence. Every single member of them actually has a singles match for a championship.
Is that not the one that Jasmine Nix just left?
Yeah, but there's 3 of them in there now because you've now got Fallon Henley, Lainey Reed, and then obviously JC Jane. Now all 3 of them have got title matches at Gold Rush, so potentially by the end of it, all 3 of them could walk out as champions. So that entire group could be champions for it. I can't see it personally. I can't see them all becoming that. The only sort of title change that I can really see is the Ethan Page, Chelsea Green versus Joe Hendry and Thea Hale. Now, a lot of people are going to turn around and be like, oh, but they've only just won them. But this is what my logic earlier on is what I was saying is that basically you've got to think Chelsea's a SmackDown superstar. A lot of the AAA events are on Friday nights at the same time as SmackDown. And she's also now the United States champion, the women's United States champion. So it'd be better putting those titles on Joe Hendry and Thea because then they can go to Mexico to defend on the Fridays, for example, whereas it'd be a lot harder to get Chelsea booked off of the Fridays and that, because it would be the choice of either she goes to Mexico and defends the AAA titles, or she stays at SmackDown and defends the US Championship. Which personally, if it was me, I would. You know, well, that's what I'll do. Is I would personally take those AAA titles, those mixed tag AAA titles off them. And in that way, then, like I said, Joe Hendry and Thea can then travel over to Mexico pretty easily without without any issues, because of course they won't be needed on a Friday, and that unless there's obviously an NXT live event, but they won't use them anyway. So that's the that's the thing there. So that's the whole thing. But that's just my point there. I don't know what everyone else says, but yeah. So we'll carry on then. So let's have a look then. So Recipe to Man said, Zero, how do you feel about Jay supporting Chelsea Football Club? Yeah,
Chelsea,
it's good that somebody's supporting an English football club.
Come on. Chelsea is the best. Chelsea is the best. Yeah. EPL, Champions League, Europa League, all of them. Chelsea is the best club for football in the entire world. I don't care about no Arsenal. I don't care about no Liverpool. I don't care about no Man City. I don't care about no Man United. I don't care about no Tottenham. By the way, Chelsea beat Tottenham not too long ago. I don't care about no Bournemouth. I don't care about no Leicester City. I don't care about no Watford. I don't care about no Wolves. No. Chelsea is the best and the greatest football club in the world. They've only slipped for the last 2 seasons when Arsenal was at the top. Then when they're at the top the whole time, they fell down. And that's exactly what's going to happen again this year. And by the end of it all, Chelsea will be your EPL champions.
Yep, that's true. Yeah, they will be.
Are you surprised I know this much about EPL?
Very. Yeah. That's I am very surprised.
I literally, bro, over here, I literally call it football. Yeah, I may say something on stream because people will be thinking I'm talking about American football if I say it on the stream.
Yeah,
but I call it football when I'm not streaming that type of stuff. So
no, yeah. Well, I mean, you said it to me a few times about like football and stuff like that. So
we all know it's the real football.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, but no, that's that. Right. Other question. I am trying to read these. I do apologize. Like I said, the screen is literally red. I've got to get a certain angle on the mask so I can actually see it. So right. So WrestleFaith then. So I've got it. I've got it. So no, I've got it. WrestleFaith. So I asked a couple of people why they are so upset about the suspension, and I was told that Drew's agent / manager posted something about the suspension being part of a storyline and Drew isn't filming. Now, I mean, this is what I said: is nobody seems to know. He could only literally have a small part in it, and if that's he's playing Henry Cavill's brother. So if he's playing Henry Cavill's brother, then obviously it might only be a small role. But nobody seems to know how big of a role it is. So if it's a big role, then he will be required to film for longer. Obviously, if it's a small role, then it's that. But as what I've been trying to explain to people as well is the way it sort of works with like Hollywood and stuff like that is, and especially with where the film was delayed already from filming, is they're not going to want to risk Drew getting an injury, which would then delay that bit further. So what they could have done, is they could have literally have turned and said to him of like, we don't want you to get an injury for it, so we need you to get wrote off TV. It's essentially a Hollywood ban from wrestling. That's what it is, and like Cena has them. Roman has them when he goes off on films. You then have Dwayne Johnson, who has them as well. One of the biggest movie stars in the world. He has wrestling bands as well and stuff. And literally Hollywood turned around and say to him, you are not allowed to step foot anywhere near a WWE wrestling ring whilst literally like 2 to 3 weeks before we start filming, because we do not want to risk injuries. Because I can't remember how much it is exactly, but I know that per day that the shoot is delayed, it's a good couple of grand. There's a good couple of $1,000 per day that the shoot's delayed, basically. Yeah. And bearing in mind, this Highlander shoot has already been delayed once because of Henry Cavill. He got injured. It was originally meant to be filming in September, and that it was meant to be filming for about 3 to 4 months. It was, But then, of course, then it then got delayed because Cavill got injured, and that's now why they're going to start filming it on the 28th of November, because obviously that's the earliest that they can. That's sort of obviously the earliest that they've been able to get Cavill back. Because otherwise, if they leave it till January, if you think about that, that's still that's still over a month and a half away, close to 2 months as well, depending on how long it's going to actually be.
Yeah.
Into January that they were going to film it. So that's why they've obviously pulled it forward. Yes, it might muck up the storylines. Yes, a lot of people might have just been told it's January, because I'd done a bit of research on that before I went off on this tangent earlier on and before I started speaking and stuff like that. And if you look online, everywhere was originally reporting January. You even had Variety reporting it. You had some of the big named proper news sources and stuff like that, like proper media sources and stuff like that, reporting it. And everyone else was saying January. But then if you look, there's actual interviews out there where Dave Bautista, who's in the film, and another couple of the other stars as well, they've actually confirmed that the recording got pulled forward, and it is actually due to start on the 28th of November. But if people aren't looking at that, if people haven't watched those interviews, or if people aren't, finding these articles online, then they ain't going to see that. All they're going to see is the big articles from Variety and stuff like that turning around and saying, oh, it's mid-January. And of course you're going to follow that. And then if you've then got all these reporters and stuff like that turning around and saying, oh, it's January, they're going to be filming in the new year and stuff. Of course people are going to be of course people are just going to follow them, because nobody knows. This is what I keep saying, is nobody seems to know how big of a role it is. So Drew could be back. Drew could be suspended. Drew could be off for a while. And that it sort of depends how big the role is and sort of how, which way they're really going to go with it. So that's the thing, see, for it. And that's, that's all I'm going to say on the Drew situation. Is there anything you want to bring up about it or whatever?
No, I mean, it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks that Drew McIntyre he's one of my favorite wrestlers right now. But I mean, if that's what his job description is in Hollywood, then don't break it, because if you break it, they can potentially get sued. And you don't want to get sued, because they can take so much money from you if they win the case.
Definitely, yeah, it is. Yeah. One other bit then before we move on, I had it on my list and I completely forgot about it. So TNA Wrestling have announced that they are set to hold a major event with Qatar Pro Wrestling. So they're actually going to Qatar for an event now. I've obviously got the mem for this one. I had to put this one up. So there we go. So they are getting Arab money, as it obviously shows on there. So yeah, so they'll get Arab money for that one. So congrats to TNA on that massive payday. But yeah, so that's that. That's a bit of TNA news there, which we don't normally cover, but we got that one there. Right. So before we move on now to the main event, just a small advert that I'm going to play, and then we will ring the bell and do the main event thing. So we'll be back shortly.
Recover, rebuild, dominate tomorrow. DKO Energy Main Event Multivitamins. Just one more.
And now it's time for the main event of putting the blood in line.
Yeah, do you want to do the normal spill today? Do you want to do
it? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event of putting the blood in line. Get your popcorn, get your drink, get your lemonade, get your pop, get all of it, because now it is about to get real. You know what it is. 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet.
Yeet. I can do that now. Yeet. you know, on one of these streams, you're going to have me yeeting like that, aren't you? I'm going to be yeeting. And so one of the streams soon. So yeah, I'm just going to start doing that. But yeah, so there's not actually a lot of Bloodline stuff coming out this week, because of course it's all focusing on War Games and stuff like that. So I do apologize, but this will be very quick with this one tonight. Obviously, yes, Roman is due back. From my understanding, it is going to be Monday. I don't believe that's changed. It was always meant to be Madison Square Gardens. I was basically saying for months that Roman will be back by the end of that Madison Square Garden show. And I can guarantee you now he'll be back by the end of Monday Night Raw. So that Raw is going to be stacked. It's going to be, you're going to have a lot of big stars on that Raw, being as obviously it's that close, and it's obviously John Cena's final time at MSG, and again it's MSG anyway, so of course they're gonna, be big and stuff like that for it. So Roman will be back. So any Roman fans, watch on Monday. Roman should be returning, provided nothing's changed or anything like that. Really.
Put your wards to the sky.
I can do it tonight. There you go. I'm just gonna run up. So that's the Roman news. We are still on track. I do keep getting asked about the brothers, the twins. All plans are still on track. They are obviously they've obviously included Jay into War Games and stuff. Now, the thing is that nobody at the moment seems to. It's a little bit difficult in relation to War Games because since it's been changed around and everything, the plan at the moment is going to be 4v4. That was the plan, was 4v4. So it was going to be the only other person who was going to get included was Roman on obviously the babyface team, and then it was going to be somebody on the heel team. Now I don't know whether that's going to be Brock or anything like that, but that was the plan there. But Triple H wants to try and make it 5v5 if he can do. And obviously, if he can make it 5v5, then they're going to try and throw Jimmy in there. But obviously, Jimmy for the minute is off because of Naomi and everything. So it's going to be a little bit difficult there. So they are still sort of on track with the Jimmy and Jay feud. But with obviously Jimmy being off quite a fair bit because with Naomi and stuff like that for it, obviously they can't guarantee that he's going to be about all the time. So it just seems like there is a bit of a delay, and things do keep going down, and things keep changing around and stuff. And as we know with Triple H, that everything changes weekly. He could change it week by week whenever he feels like it. So yeah, anyone who is looking forward to that match or whatever, or anyone who does want to keep an eye on that one, it is coming still. We are still getting a feud. We are still getting a tag run at some point as well. But it's just going to probably be a little bit delayed. Like the problem is I've asked and stuff, and the people who I've asked, who I normally get my bloodline information from, even he doesn't know, because Triple H is literally changing things week by week by week and stuff. Sometimes he's literally changing it during the show and stuff, just to try and because he's so obsessed with leaks and stuff like that at the moment, he's trying to he's changing stuff during the shows and stuff to try and annoy people. And so it is a little bit difficult to come out 100%. But from the last thing that I heard, we're definitely still on track with it. We're definitely still getting everything there. I think I've just frozen. Yes, I have done a little bit by about now. But yeah, so
on my screen you didn't freeze.
Yeah, it looked like I froze them, but yeah, so that's that one there. Right, so let's have a look then. So that's where we got there. I will answer some of these questions and we'll then just do a little bit more. So obviously, WrestleFaith Fruity one's up, and then Tavan said Yeet away 0. I will do, don't worry. I'll probably do a bit of Yeeted at the end. Right, so then we had Roman and Cody in a team again. Make it stop. You are in my way in life, Roman meant that 100%. And then, have you seen all the reports that WWE scrapped the babyface team because they do not want Cody and Roman on screen together? It came from Meltzer. Yeah, it did come from Meltzer. I'm sure it wasn't to do with that. It was they didn't want Cena in there. They didn't want Cena in War Games because I think they've got other plans. Now that he's got the IC title, they've got other plans. I know from what I got told is that they want to do a Rusev versus Cena match. Now that could potentially happen at Survivor Series. If say Rusev gets knocked out in the next week or two, they want to try and do, if they can, within his last 3 matches, they want to try and see if they can do a Rusev Cena match. That is one of their goals for it. So that's that's something they're looking to plan in. So that's the real thing from it. Let me just try and double check a minute if I can find. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I've just seen it. Yeah, so they didn't want Cena in War Games with them because they thought it was going to be too babyface. So that's what the report says on that one. I don't know. I mean, I can't see Cena being in War Games because it's too much of a risk of an injury. And are they going to potentially get him that massively injured before his final ever match? Because they're not going to want to mess that event about because he's sustained an injury in War Games. Because you've seen it, people get broken toes all the time. People get broken hands and stuff like that all the time, broken fingers and stuff in War Games.
Yeah.
So I can't see that happening. And that, I personally cannot see John Cena in War Games. No matter how much people want it, I cannot see it at all. Last comment then. So, WrestleFaith, I have a feeling they are giving that IC title to Rusev and possibly Cena's last opponent. I mean, anything's possible.
I wouldn't be mad. I would not be mad. They have history.
I mean,
like I said, 10 years ago, they had history from the League of Nations.
Yeah. I mean, I did hear that they potentially want to do a Dominic Mysterio rematch and Dom wins it back, basically. Okay. Dom wins the IC title back off him.
Well, if he does that, then scrap what I said earlier about him losing the AAA title. Let him keep.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing is. Yeah. Well, this is the thing as well is I've seen a lot of people turn around and say, but it has to be Gunther. It has to be Gunther and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be Gunther. This is what I've been trying to say to people is, if you think about it logically, and that, Cena when he made his debut, he obviously came in as a up and comer. He faced Kurt Angle as a up and comer. So the best way to do this, his final ever match, have him face an up and comer. Have him face somebody who really needs it. Have him face Dom because then that would push Dom to the heavens. That would have him face over Femi. Have him face Ethan Page. Have him face Siobhan Evans. Something like that. You could literally have him against any.
Actually be a good one.
That's the thing. Like I said, you can literally have him against all these separate opponents and stuff.
Or even Joe Hendry, because Joe Hendry, once his contract is over with TNA, he's coming to WWE. So
and that's the thing is like, and I've been trying to explain this to people. Like, people want to see Gunther because it's something that they've never done before, but you've got to think. The person who beats John Cena, because John Cena is going to take a loss in his final match. He isn't going to walk out of that match and will win. So that person who beats John Cena is going to get elevated to the skies. They're going to get elevated up big time. So you want somebody who they can elevate up. Gunther has got it. Gunther's done it all. He's had one of the longest title reigns in history. In fact, 2 longest title reigns in history he's had. He's won the IC title. He's been a world champion and stuff. Obviously, it's the NXT championship, but he's still won a world championship and stuff. And stuff. He's done everything. He does not need this win over John Cena. This is the thing. It's like it can be, like I keep saying, it can be an upcomer. It can be Joe Hendry, like we said. It could be that one. Heck, I wouldn't mind if his buddy El Grande Americano, repping the Lucha now. I've got to rep my fellow Luchas. El Grande Americano, the best luchador out there. He's it's got to be an up and in my eyes. It's got to be an up and comer. Otherwise, they've ruined that final match. It does not need to be Gunther at all. Everyone wants it to be Gunther or Drew, but if I was WWE, I would be stupid if I booked that match as those two like that. I would literally be really stupid if I booked it as Gunther versus Cena for his final match. I can see WrestleFaith as and said, I'd rather have Gunther versus Brock. That's true. That's a match that everyone wants. Gunther versus Brock, and that would be a hard-hitting match and stuff.
That's a match that I want. Yes.
That would be a hard-hitting match though. It's Gunther versus Gunther versus Brock and stuff like that. So it's one that everyone sort of wants, and that would actually be a really good match. But it's like people just aren't getting the concept behind it. They're just saying, Gunther, we want Gunther and stuff like that. But you're not like. In my eyes, I could be very wrong here. I don't know who it is. Hardly anyone in WWE knows who it is to find an opponent. It's literally locked down to a couple of people and stuff. But like, in my eyes, it needs to be an up and comer because that's how Cena made his debut. That's how Cena should end his run. That's how Cena should actually end his career, by putting over an up and comer, not somebody like Gunther who does not need it. That's just my opinion. I don't know what you want. I don't know if you got anything on that one. I don't know if anyone else in the comments wants to say anything before we obviously finish up or whatever. But that's
Say it again.
just
Say it again.
that's not, like what do you think it should be Gunther, or do you think it should be another person really? Or like, I've got off on my rant and rave over it now.
Cena's
Like,
last
who do you think?
opponent, it should not be.
Yeah,
No,
Cena's last opponent.
it should not be Darren Gallagher.
No.
Gunta. No.
Yeah, no, it
It
should
should
be
not be Gunta. It should be one of two. Javon Evans or say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. And then I'm in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. It said, I believe in Joe Hendry. Do. I believe in Joe Hendry. As you're doing, wave your hands from side to side and say, I believe in Joe Hendry.
I'm not doing the full song. It's what is it? It's 2:30 in the morning for me. So I've given up right now. I've given up right now. To be fair to you, it's it's that one there. But no, it's fine. Like I said, it should be somebody else. In my eyes, it doesn't need to be Gunther or anything like that. It should literally just be anyone else, an up and comer and stuff. And that's personally for what I want to say. It's I don't know. I'm just moaning. I'm just ranting and raving about things. I just over Femi. Yeah, like I said, even if it's over Femi is better than anyone else. Basically, it could be anybody else and stuff. And that really, that's the thing. It literally that's my opinion for that one. Really, what is happening? I don't know what's happening. Oh yeah, we were singing. There we go. I believe in Joe Hendry. That was that.
I wonder who's behind the group holdings account right now.
I know who that'll be. That'll be the Legends. I think it's the Legend. Hello, the Legend. If that's you, I do believe it is. He's probably just come on in and seen us dancing along to Joe Hendry and stuff like that.
Hey, all I know, hey, that dancing is better than any type of dance that Mandy Rose will be able to do. So, oh yeah, and I will say that to you. Come SmackDown Island tomorrow. I will say that to you.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Someone's just said, hold on. Breaking news just came out apparently that Joe Hendry's just signed with WWE right now. Okay. Where's that on? Who's reported that, WrestleFace? Can you send that over to me so I can do that one? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we were singing his song there. So yeah.
This do exist. No, brother.
Yeah,
we just singing this song.
Who reported that? Can you try and send that to me if you can do, please, WrestleFace?
Yes,
the report, or whatever. So,
got you.
Yeah, can you try and see if you can find it or whatever a minute?
If it's Meltzer, I'm not believing it.
Yeah, just so that we've got it. If you can
Russell Ups, I'll forward it to you. Yes.
Can you forward it to me on Twitter or whatever, and I'll get it. I'm not going to get it until after the stream, but I'll be able to look after the stream and stuff. So
you don't have the phone by yourself?
Yeah, I do, but I'm using it for something else, basically.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's I'm using it to do the stream. Well, I'm using it for other bits and pieces basically tonight. So yeah, I've if I change the screen, it's going to mess up. Actually, what have you sent it to me on? Have you sent it to me on Twitter?
Yes.
No, is it? Well, hold on, actually. I might actually be able to check that whilst I'm here. Oh, no, it's this bloody annoying new chat. I hate that.
Oh, you have to update too? This stupid encrypted.
Everyone's got it.
What is this, bro?
Everyone's got it. Oh, yeah, Joe Hendry's official. Oh, it's coming from Fightful. Okay.
Well, isn't Fightful?
Oh, yes. So there we go.
Isn't that Sean? I don't trust Sean Rossap either.
Yeah, it's come down from Fightful.
You see,
yeah, there we go. So Joe Hendry has officially signed in with WWE. Yeah, it's actually come down. Yeah, no, it's true. I knew it was coming. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's that one there. So there we go. Congratulations, Joe Hendry. We spoke that into existence, didn't we? Whilst we were singing, so we had that there then. It was Fightful. Yeah, so there we go. So yeah, congratulations, Joe Hendry, and he's now officially a WWE superstar. So I can see him now.
Bro, we literally were speaking it into existence as we speak, bro. This is actually crazy.
I think that's perfect timing because if you think about it, he signed tonight, and then is he then going to be facing LA Knight tomorrow night on SmackDown? That's the thing, he signed the night before the match with LA Knight, literally possibly 24 hours beforehand. That's how I can see it anyway. So that's like there. But yeah, so that's some breaking news whilst we were actually on air. Then thank you for letting me know that one, WrestleFaith. I can't check I can't check anything. See whilst I'm on air because otherwise
hey, we gotta give our thanks to WrestleFaith over here. If it was not for her, at this moment we would have eventually found out, but at this moment we would not have found out. So thank you, WrestleFaith, for giving us that information.
Whilst you're at home and whilst I'm here as well on the camera, let's throw the ones up for WrestleFaith. There we go. I've just thrown my one up for WrestleFaith. That's it. There we go. Yes, there we go. So thank you, WrestleFaith there for doing that one. It's nice to see where Joe Hendry will go over the country. Yeah, true. So that's our show this week. It will be a shorter one because, like I said, it is basically 2:30 in the morning for me at the moment. So I will be going to bed shortly because I am up at 10 a.m. in the morning. So that's going to be some fun. But we had to do this show tonight.
I was thinking about it before we get off here. I was thinking about remember that one attire that John Cena was wearing when he just debuted and slapped Kurt Angle across the face?
Yeah.
Bro, Joe Hendry wears that similar type of attire.
Yeah.
So what if they actually do pull this trigger? That would be crazy.
I mean, Joe Hendry has been wanting John Cena for years, and that he's been challenging John Cena for ages and stuff. So if they do that match, and if Joe Hendry is his final opponent, that is going to be amazing and stuff. But I think it's going to be one of the best matches that you've seen in quite a while for that one because Joe will put on a match. Joe won't, because it'll be Cena's last match if they do it for that one.
Will he be on NXT or SmackDown? I don't think he'll be on Raw.
For what?
So after Cena retires, I don't think he'll be on Raw.
He'll probably do NXT for a little bit, and then he'll probably do, I don't know which one he'll go up to, probably SmackDown. You might get SmackDown, I don't know. So possibly for that one. But yeah, that's that. So that's the show this week. Before we go off air then, a couple of announcements, seeing as obviously I'm here. You haven't seen this yet, actually. So this is probably a brand new one for you as well, is if anyone has been paying attention the past 24 hours, there's been a couple of updates done to our website, thefrontrow.net. Now, I'm going to do an exclusive reveal tonight, which has actually gone live. It actually went live yesterday. Now,
you're going to take the mask off?
No. It's not going to be a mask. This is going to be this is going to be an exclusive reveal for something else. Basically, we at DKO and at the Front Row have actually built a wrestling game. We have a wrestling game, basically, on that. Now, just something here which I'm going to show you a little bit. So, this is a little. That's going to be in the game when it comes, when it's fully on there. And it's basically like it's a. It's actually on the website. It's basically what it is it's. I'll show some more images. Basically, it's like it's like one of the trading card games that you get out and stuff from it. Basically, but it's got unique concepts on it. So what it is for anyone basically who knows the concept and stuff like that. Obviously, like I don't, because I don't use it because I'm married, so I don't ever use it. But Tinder, for example, like the swipe right and swipe left functions that you got on there.
I'm pretty sure even people who don't use it know about that.
Probably, yeah. Well, basically what you do is to select your roster, essentially, you have to swipe right to be able to do it, but you can only swipe right a certain number of times before it automatically tells you that you've got to select the roster. And then you can go in and battle those cards, and you get like exclusive rewards and stuff like that for it. And, there's going to be exclusive rewards coming to that. You can actually earn things from it as well. It's going to lead to points that you get in the game. You can actually then redeem for anything on the Front Row site, and basically once you get enough points for it, those points convert to prizes. Now, what we've also brought out this week as well is a new system where for a certain number of website points or a certain number of Front Row points, you can actually redeem that for money, real life money and stuff. So like, so for example, I think if I remember rightly, it's like 500 points or it's like 500 points or something like that gets you like $20 gift card and stuff for either PayPal or Cash App. And then it's like 2,000 points or whatever as well gets you, I think it's $50 and stuff we've done it as. And then you can get even more. So yeah, you can get like 50, 100, stuff like that basically through the site. And the game in time, because it's still in beta, so a lot of stuff is still being added to it. But in time, you're going to be able to redeem those points against essentially DKO stuff and, you know, even gift cards and stuff like that. Obviously, it's like I said, it's going to be PayPal gift cards. You're going to be able to get Amazon gift cards. You're going to be able to get a lot of other stuff as well through there from our exclusive game, which we've obviously built and stuff. And one other thing I will say as well, look out over the next coming days, possibly early part of next week, but we, unlike Twitter, are actually going to have a fully working DM system, one that hasn't deleted everything else. We will be bringing in voice chats on there, so the voice chats will be coming back. You can do video calling on there again, and you'll also be able to send voice notes now. Whereas on X, the voice notes are like 120 seconds or whatever you can do. The ones that are coming to the front row is unlimited, so you can basically send however long you want basically for it. So if it's me, for example, sometimes I like to send them, and a couple of my colleagues know this for a fact, is you're probably going to get a 32-minute long voice note from me. So yeah, start enjoying that if you're on there. You know, if you sign up through there. We've also got chat rooms as well where you can go in now, and even our creators from day one, as soon as you go in today, you can actually start earning money by like getting super chats and stuff like that on everything. So that's, you know, it's a massive update and stuff like that we've actually done to the website over the past coming days and stuff. But yeah, so enjoy, have a look around. And if you sign up at the moment as well, if you've not signed up, if you do sign up now, you also get 30 days free trial as well from as soon as you sign up to our premium package. So you get access to the entire website for free for the next 30 days. That's that. Have you got anything you want to advertise? Have you got anything coming out or anything? Or
yeah, follow my Instagram, Twitter, at AKO3 official. I also make music. At AKO3 on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, YouTube, all of them. iHeartRadio, Pandora, all of them. So yeah, Zero, check your DMs real quick on Discord.
Is it on Discord? Oh, I haven't got Discord open. Hold on.
I can send it to you on Twitter. I can send it to you on Twitter.
Yeah, that'd be easier actually. Yeah, send it me on Twitter. Yeah, because I ain't got Discord open. I close Discord down when I'm on streams. I never have it open. So yeah, send it to me quick on there. But yeah, no. So yeah, so that is the end of today's show. Thank you for tuning in once again to the show this evening. Once again, I do need to do a massive shout out to WrestleFaith for the that's perfectly fine, by the way. I do need to give a massive shout out to WrestleFaith for giving us that news whilst we were on air, because I did miss that. Normally I have everything like on alerts and stuff, but whilst I'm doing shows, I switch off all the alerts because I don't like getting disturbed during it. So yeah, so thank you once again for doing that. And yeah, and a bit of a unique one this week, but I'm going to do the outro. Now it's going to be my own unique spin on the outro because Ed has his one. I have my one, so I'm going to be doing one this week. So yeah, so whilst we're here, and before we all go, I want everyone to throw their ones up in the air. I'm even going to throw my one up in the air, and we all need to acknowledge, first of all, because I know he's probably still listening, we need to acknowledge Mandy Rose big time.
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, no, we do need to do that one.
You are not as Mandy Rose. Are better than Mandy Rose. Get out of here.
So no, so we do need to do that. Also as well, whilst we are here, please don't forget to acknowledge the acknowledge DKO, acknowledge everybody here. That's myself. You can find me at DKO0 on all the platforms. And as well, obviously, don't forget to acknowledge Ed as what you would do. And the main point is don't forget to, on this Monday, acknowledge your tribal chief. I know everybody turns around and says that they're hating the Bloodline storyline at the moment. They want the Bloodline storyline to end. But I know deep down, everybody truly, truly wants to acknowledge the tribal chief when he shows up on Monday. So, yeah, so my final words for this stream is acknowledge us. Goodbye.